Hi, YouTube fans. This is Matt of Post April 6th YouTube channel. Well, I'm out and about today, and this time I thought I would do a vlog right in front of a popular park that is on East 11th Avenue and North Quebec. It looks about like this. And this is what it looks like across the street. And I am waiting for an RTD bus. And where I will be going once I get to the end destination is a place I have discussed before, which is Chef ZORBAS restaurant. Because believe me, even though I had a filling lunch a few hours ago, I am really hungry. I'm so hungry I could eat some super nachos, even though they really fill me up and, you know. And earlier today, before I got to where I was going, I sent, and I really can't talk about what it is. It's just something I have to do to keep them informed. I sent a letter to the Social Security Administration office, where there's a case manager that has oversight over me. I just wanted to let them know, well, I can tell a little bit about it. I just wanted to let them know that I've uploaded some paycheck stubs, and it's 6 different ones from the most recent paydays, or pay dates. And I also told them a few little things about how, even though I'm doing well, there's more signs that I'm getting more worn out. Other than that, I can't get any more graphic detailed than that. And I also sent a couple of letters, one to DOORDASH and one to INSTACART, about me having to ring up 2 different delivery drivers that don't know a thing about how to do their job. I mean, they're really dumb. And one guy talked to me like a cocky smartass. I mean, he really did. I mean, like, regardless of what race, creed, color, or sexual orientation like that, you don't talk to people like that. It's not very nice. I was polite to him. He should have been polite back to me. He was really a jerk. And I also, and this isn't through eBay, it is through Etsy. I do have an Etsy profile or store. And it's an inspirational COLO for Colorado. And I sold a very rare, I believe it is from either Belgium or Germany. It's somewhere in Europe. It's a place called Burgess. It's a town. And I'm pretty sure that's Germany. If not, it's France. And it's an old black and white one that is probably at least 8 years old by now. And I, packaged it up in such a way where I cut part of I cut out part of a file folder and wrapped it around the postcard that was already had a clear protective sleeve over the postcard itself, so that I can help prevent it from getting crushed or wrinkled. And when I went to the post office to pay for the postage on the item that I was shipping to a buyer who lives in Connecticut, Norwich, Connecticut, I made sure to specify to the clerk that helped me that this should be marked fragile. And she says, well, I can't do fragile, but I can do non-machinable stamp on there, which she did for me. And it went, the postage cost a little more than 78 cents, but that's okay. I don't care. It's going to go out in a way that is the utmost best way for it to go out, U.S. mail. And, well, I got a lot of things done. I sure did. Oh, the other thing I did was I put in some, a routing code for, or not routing code, a tracking code for something that I sent back that I should have never even bought in the first place. And I sent a detailed letter to the eBay returns processing place that's in Plantation, Florida, about how the person who sent it out did something that was a big no-no in the first place, meaning they only sent it first class when they should have sent it USPS ground advantage. And I also brought up some other things, to let them know that they really need to get more up to snuff and more efficient on how they do their jobs. And the day before yesterday, actually. No, I correct that again. It was yesterday. I sent a very detailed letter to Artist Television Association. It's a creative artist channel that is a nonprofit that is based out of San Francisco. Yep. And I sent a detailed letter. Oh, goodness. I sent a detailed letter to the founder of that organization. And I told him a lot about myself and what happened in the last 15 years. And I sent him a donation. I wish I could do more, but I sent him a cash donation of $5. And well, there's more to come. There's going to be some more interesting things I'm going to be doing. Before I pause the blog for the time being, not end it, but pause it, I did some editing to each individual YouTube vlog so that it has that AI or artificial intelligence can, I said yes instead of no, which will bring in more traffic. So my bus is about to show up, so just please stay tuned. There's going to be more a little bit later on. Stay tuned. Well, here it is, several hours later, and I'm back again. The information that I just said right before the first half of the vlog came to a pause, or temporarily ended before it came to what it is now. The AI thing about me saying yes, I'm going to undo that. But what I did do was I looked at a YouTube vlog about what software to use to create a video, meaning using AI to do it. I don't know how to do it through AI yet, but I'm learning. That's all I got to say about progress of creating YouTube vlogs to help improve the YouTube channel so that the YouTube channel will become more popular. Roughly around 9:30, I did do a 15-second short vlog about me waiting for a bus on East Alameda and South Quebec. And if the viewer doesn't understand what that means, yeah, it's not the most famous part of Denver. No. But it's not nothing. And to me, I do not wait for a RTD bus on the corner of East Alameda and South Quebec very often at all. It happens very seldom. It only happens about 2 to 3 times a year, if that much. And you see, I chose to take the Route 3 because I looked at the transit app, and the next 83L that was going to be coming, they were vague when that was coming because there must have been some type of system error with RTD. Not with the app, but with RTD. Or the system that works between the transit app and RTD, if you know what I mean. So, the only thing that made any sense and made it out to be what it actually was, which is a sensible decision, was to take the route number 3. Now, what I did before I went over to the First Avenue and University Boulevard stop was first I went into Whole Foods. I used the restroom because I really had to go. And then I chose a fairly big bottle of bottled water that was only $1.39. I went to self-checkout, paid for it, put it in my Twist and Shout Records tote bag that I'd love to carry around with me every day. And then I went to go wait for the bus, and I was only waiting for the bus about 5 to 6 minutes, and poof, the route number 3 bus comes. And I had a pretty good time. The only thing that was happening, and these kids weren't really bad, but they were a little bit obnoxious. There were about 3 to 4 kids together who were teenagers. And they didn't use any foul words or talk about derogatorily about somebody or wanting to get into trouble or making snide remarks about movies or entertainment. They got a little bit loud, but not too. But they didn't get loud so often that it made me feel really annoyed. I just felt slightly annoyed, and then when they got off, they got off a few blocks later, and that was it. And like I've already said, I got off on East Alameda and Quebec, and I waited 17 minutes for the 73 that would take me to the closest street that would be closest to where I live. And then what happened was I get home, I immediately clean up the coffee maker because it backfired a little bit. It isn't a chronic problem with this Keurig mini K-cup coffee maker, but it happens every once in a while. And I cleaned up underneath the coffee maker, so that was all cleaned up and that I didn't feel like a major slop. And then after I cleaned it up, I cleaned out the inside of the area where you put in the K-cup or the K-pot. And then after I cleaned it up, I put in a new K-cup of Kona by Francisco. And believe me, this is really good stuff. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I will pause for just a quick second, and I'll bring out one of those and I'll display it. Just seeing one of those K-cups is good within itself. And here it is. It's Don Francisco, not Francisco. But I've had at least 8 cups of this stuff, and every single one of them is great. I mean, really good. And after I had a few sips of the coffee, Oh, that's my cat making noise. Just a second. Okay, everything is fine. There was just a stray cat that got near the window up my window where my cat was, and she really got freaked out. But I scared the cat off. I shouted at him, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Don't you ever come back here again!" I mean, she was really scared. But I just looked at her. She's doing fine. Well, let me get back to what I was doing after I sipped the coffee for a bit. Sorry for the interruption of the unfortunate thing that was happening a little bit earlier. Then what I did was I started to watch in fact, I watched it mostly start to finish. It's about a YouTube channel that does a vlog, and this guy is very highly skilled mechanic. I don't know his name, but he is a younger guy with, I think, pretty much black hair, black short hair. And he may be a southerner. His voice kind of has a southerner accent to it. And what he did was way out in the woods, the boonies. There was a 1970s Chevrolet Custom C10 pickup truck that has not been driven, I kid you not, for 30 years. And what this guy did was, first he cleared off the pile of pine needles that covered a good portion of the hood. And then he lifted up the hood. And he did lots of things step by step to get the engine to run. One of the first things he did was he vacuumed out all the stuff that was on and around the engine. Then he pulls the wires that are on the spark plugs. He gets out a spark plug socket and hooks it up to a good 3/8 ratchet, and he removes all the spark plugs and cleans them one by one. And then he sprays some WD-40 into the cylinders. And after he does that and lets them sit and tries to get it to turn over, he gets a special camera that gets inside goes through the hole where the spark plugs are screwed in to see what the pistons look like. And one piston was clean, had no rust at all and looked clean, very little carbon buildup. But the other piston that was next to it, whew, it was really rusty, and there was a ton of gunk and algae and rubble all over it. It built up. It was built up inside the cylinder hole. And then he takes off the thing that goes over the flywheel, and he gets out a pretty big pry bar, and he just keeps going to get this thing to turn over. And then he does several other things, and finally he gets it to run. And he drives it around, but it doesn't drive around very well because the brakes keep locking. And the other thing is the front and rear axle are stiff because the engine has sat so long. Some of the grease has turned into a varnish that is accumulated like a clay-like effect that makes the wheels hard to turn over. But he just keeps driving it, reverse, forwards, reverse, forwards, reverse, forwards, to try to get the transmission and the front and rear axle to get broken in again, and to try to get the truck running so many times that the brakes will stop locking. And at one point, it's the bracket that would be underneath the truck that would be the bracket for the spare tire is dangling and hanging on to the truck bed by a thread, and he runs it over and the tire goes it's a rear tire, and that rear tire was not in very good shape. It wasn't holding air very well. And then shortly after that, he ended the vlog. And then I looked into some other things, just a little bit here, a little bit there. And then I watched a little bit of, and then after watching the Nash bridges, I did a couple of little things, and then I thought, okay, it's time to get this done, which is doing what I'm doing now, filming. And what's going to happen next is tomorrow I got to work at the grocery store, and I'm also going to have to pay some bills because it's near the first of the month. That's about it for this vlog. Thank you everyone for watching this vlog, and I hope it was interesting. I did the best I could. I only slept about 6-7 hours, and all day I've been really involved in some heavy stuff. So thank you everyone, and goodbye now.